Let's open at 6:15.
Oops. So can you see that?
Okay.
And
Yes.
have
I
the
can,
new one,
I can
right?
expand it a little bit.
Okay.
Ah, thank you.
And
That's why I sit next to you, because you make it bigger for me.
That's because I can't see.
Me
So my
either.
problem is the font, that's what you're saying?
Nothing. Okay, Council on Aging. So ladies, how are we doing today?
Matt,
Yeah,
tired like everybody else.
I know. Yeah, let's do your payroll first and see what we have here.
They didn't have a narrative, Teresa.
I have a narrative here that I just adjusted. It's almost basically along the same lines as what it was last year. I did not correct, there's a couple things corrected, yes, but some of the numbers don't match on a few of the other pages. I basically kept everything the same on the budget ledger part, except I removed all of the funds for travel and mileage because I'm not really gonna be doing anything or going anywhere for a little while.
Okay.
We removed, and it's not on, it doesn't reflect on that. We removed $1,000 off the office supplies because we can ask for coffee cups from people for when volunteers ask what we want. Instead of napkins and paper plates, we can ask for coffee cups and,
Can you please put stuff like that online too, so we can all donate, not just
we
the
do, it's in the
people who
newsletter.
come?
It's in our newsletter.
Well, she doesn't get the newsletter because she's.
It's on the website.
That's good.
Yes,
You can do it on the
it's
website.
on the website.
Yeah, okay.
But we kept the other utilities, the electricity, the other utilities all at status quo, so to speak, because
Mhm.
we know that nothing is, even closing one day a week is not gonna cut
That's not gonna cut it
anything.
much.
Everything's going to go up. I do have an email out to our custodian to see if he could go to 2 days a week instead of 3, because with 1 day closure, we're not gonna be there on a Friday, so to speak, and so they won't need to come in on a Friday. We could see if they could come in on a Tuesday and a Thursday, or excuse me, a Monday and a
Monday,
Wednesday,
okay.
so it's out there. I haven't
Right.
heard from them before the meeting.
Well, that's kind of what we're doing here, is just trying to see where we can make some impact. Okay.
I did cut back, you'll see, on our payroll. I took myself down to 25 hours. I took, Betty's was originally at 20, it's now going to be down at 19.
Okay.
The outreach, okay, so there is an error. The outreach administrator is not supposed to be that amount, it's supposed to be the one below. The assistant,
88.92.
yes, the outreach administrator is the 88.92, the assistant director is the 510. So that was inadvertently put into the wrong spot, and it's the same amounts, but,
Okay.
so Betty is the assistant director, and the outreach is Sue. Sue originally, had 15 hours. I'd cut her down to 5 hours, and then I asked if we could put 5 hours back to give her 10 hours. She does tend to get busy in the fall and the winter with the fuel assistance and things like that. But again, if budget cuts were needed, she's fine with 5. So it's
Okay.
all up to you. She knows what we're doing.
Okay.
Like I said, I took my hours down to 25 and Betty's position down to 19. So
Teresa, what do you have to say?
It's tough. So ultimately, these cuts mean that the senior center will be closing,
On Fridays?
a day a week.
It's not good.
with that being in mind also, I have not spoken to Meals on Wheels because they're only basically there from 7 in the morning till 10:30 in the morning. I do not want to have them leave the building on a Friday.
Mhm.
So I have not, I mean, they should not affect much of the, usage of the building as far as electricity, heat,
Okay.
anything else. They're only in the kitchen. So, and they're there for such a short period of time that, I don't wanna,
We don't want to disrupt that.
no, we don't, that's bringing 172 meals, I believe, to surrounding towns. We don't wanna cut them down by one day. I mean, they've already got that. It's bad enough that we're cutting us one day, but, we get it, we understand, but it's really hard. It's,
Believe me.
we've lost a lot of sleep over this.
Okay. So Mike, you want to?
All right, so this is the number here
Yes.
for payroll.
Guys, can I ask a question before we vote on anything?
Sure.
So, I want to preface this by just starting to say, obviously none of us are happy with any of these cuts, and nobody wants to advocate for any additional cuts. But my question is, knowing the decisions that we've been talking through and cutting police and emergency response times, and obviously there was a difficult conversation on the school yesterday, should we be talking about the potential for less funding for the senior center, as difficult as that would be for our citizens if the override doesn't pass?
I think that's already on the table. We're just kind of holding right now.
Yeah, I mean, we're already,
Okay.
as of Monday, I think it was, we've already discussed if we have to, it'll go to 3 days, because it's just a matter of, would it be Monday, Wednesday, Thursday? It's not that we wanna do that, we know that, but if it's gotta be, we kind of sort of figured if it's gonna be more cuts than that, then we're gonna end up Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and not have a Tuesday, Friday.
Okay.
It's a really hard thought to think about, but, well, we get it.
Okay. Are you good, Alex?
Yeah, we can maintain where we're at, and then if we need to continue to discuss, we could in the future.
Well,
But yeah, it's
going to
tough
be,
all around.
if we have to
It
discuss, it's going to
sucks,
be
yeah.
everybody.
Yeah.
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 So, okay. Go ahead.
Okay, so for account 541, Council on Aging, the payroll account recommend a total amount of $61,225.05.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Expenses?
Again, for account 541, Council on Aging expenses, the total is recommended at $28,980.32.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Aye.
Oh, God, these people come into
So that's the right number, right? I don't know if it carried. Should have carried 61,225.
Yep.
Yes, it did carry.
Okay. Those are significant cuts.
Yes.
Okay.
Cutting an extra day be another,
I'm sorry?
cutting an extra day is another 5%, 10%? Is it a linear?
So
Seems like
it
at
would
some
just be,
point-
it's just gonna be cutting my hours down 5 hours, cutting Sue's down to 5 hours. The person who will be doing your position would only be getting maybe 14 hours or 15 hours. So
Yeah.
it's kinda,
There's
yeah,
a tipping
it's-
point.
it's a I will just be working for my insurance.
Yeah.
That's it. I don't have, yeah. So, it's a good thing I love my job.
Yeah.
Oh, we're lucky to have you.
And I don't know, to be honest, I know she'll stay for 5 hours, and I don't know person coming in if they're gonna want 19 hours or 15 hours, actually, it would be 15 hours. We'd have to cut, yeah, 'cause 19 minus 5,
there-
that's one day.
Is there an ability to roll any of these services over to the library to save on the electricity and upkeep of the senior center itself?
It's a standalone building.
No, there isn't. We're just no, the building itself has to be heated and the AC, we can cut it down to, if that's what you're getting at. We really don't, I don't know how to answer that. No, it's not
The kinds
gonna,
of programs and
Right.
things we have are really not transferable.
no, and they're
I mean, I
more
don't
geared,
think the library would want the foot nurse
right.
in there clipping toenails and,
Or the hearing
Um,
doctor in there doing the hearing aid, checking
Yeah,
hearing aids and
it's
cleaning
just-
wax out, or,
yeah, it's not very transferable.
Fair enough.
good point, it's a good point.
That is a good point.
Yeah.
Okay, who else do we have now?
All right, so.
So that's it for them.
That's it for them.
Jillian's not here.
That's it for you guys.
Yeah, she is.
Are you
Okay.
retiring,
Front.
Betty?
Mhm.
Are you retiring? You said
Yes,
before.
I'm retiring.
Okay, good for you.
I've been thinking about it for a while.
Mhm.
I'm slowing down.
Absolutely.
No.
I'm gonna be 69.
Hmm?
I have a grandson who
Melinda's.
is
I'll
not
retire when
yet
I'm done
in
'cause I
school,
left
but will be going to school, and I wanna spend time with him.
Oh, nice, okay.
And it's just, so, yeah, this is
Yeah.
the year,
Oh, boy,
yeah.
okay.
Yep, this is the year.
Well, that's
This wasn't the way
good
we
for
were
you.
planning on it, but
No.
Not,
Sometimes life throws you this.
we know,
Mhm.
oh, we know.
Curveballs,
It's-
right?
we've-
yeah,
Yeah.
so, I am. But I have not written a letter yet or anything to Teresa or to the selectmen, so, no, I have to do that.
Well, you are on camera, so
All right, now it's down there for infinity and
it is,
beyond.
it's
True.
out there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Betty.
you're
Oh,
welcome.
don't worry, we're gonna have a,
We,
big party?
I have so
Party.
enjoyed my time and all the people. It is just a wonderful place to be. The people are great. Kelly's great. It's been good.
I'm losing my right arm.
Oh, yeah, I don't disagree. Okay, thank you, ladies.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Okay, what do we got next? Jillian?
Jillian.
Or I guess 145?
Yeah.
Account 145?
Bye-bye.
Yep, take care.
That's what I have first. Jillian has your pen.
Yeah.
Oh,
borrowing
it's
it,
a
so I'll give
community
it
pen
back.
now.
Yes.
Okay, no worries.
I thought I had
Totally
one in my
forgot about
purse.
it. It's okay.
All right. Do we have narrative for that?
We
Yeah,
did have
yeah.
an updated narrative. I don't know if you guys got the most recent updated one.
Hmm.
It was a
Did
couple
we-
weeks
I
ago.
did get one. It is.
I don't think, hold on. Yeah, there's narratives in here for treasury budget here.
Oh, okay.
Okay, well.
So in the email that Teresa sent yesterday, it's in there.
Today?
Yesterday. No, today.
No, it was today.
Today,
It was
right.
John
Ahead of
didn't have it,
myself.
so it says.
Let's go keep going.
I wish I
Normally
could use
John
that screen.
issues these, so you'll notice in the budgets that you received from me, there's no town administrator's recommendation in them because that's his bailiwick and then he sends it over, so. But you needed something today, so.
So do you have that? Dan, do you have the narrative for that?
Yeah.
That's it?
The payroll
It's
first?
all-
Yep, payroll first.
There's only a few items.
My position is a salaried position. We did do a 2.5% increase on that. And then we also had the assistant treasurer collector position with a 2.5% increase on that.
So it was eliminating the clerical
That position was
position and then it just was moved to,
that position was eliminated at the October 14th Board of Selectmen meeting.
gotcha.
Okay.
So payroll request would just be the 2.5% increase
Okay.
for the 2 full-time employees. The cuts really were to our expenses. We did take on some additional expense this year from the accountant, without that, added increase of a OPEB. It's the OPEB annual audit, for $3,100. That went into the software licensing, and then you'll see I added OPEB audit there.
No, that's the 29.
So that's the only line you're
Yeah.
seeing really an increase other than the PO box. But that is because we did have to take that from Donna. It just makes sense to house it in my office because I handle the OPEB audit. I don't know why it was paid for out of accounting, but we decided it made sense to move it into my department this year. But regarding like the professional development, you know, I cut that. The only thing I will be doing is my 1 day at UMass Amherst to keep my certification as a Massachusetts treasurer collector. I do have to attend 1 day of class, but I won't be attending any other training sessions, which I did attend quite a few of in the last few years because of the massive tax title change that happened in 2024. I was able to attend quite a few and learn a lot about that change that happened November 1st, 2024. Tax title has changed a lot in the last few years. Unfortunately, I won't be able to go to any of that, but we understand cuts need to be made, and with such a small budget that we already have, you know, I had to cut somewhere. So
Almost
professional,
25% out of just the operating expenses. It's
with already, you know, a small, and you know, just
with
as
the
well,
forced
like
increase, yeah.
postage is in this office, but it really is all of town. So that postage line is not just my postage, that is anybody in town that is mailing anything. So, you know, the biggest line here isn't just my line, it's all of town hall's postage. But we were able to cut some of that as well, and a couple years ago, I don't know if you guys were here a couple years ago, but when we purchased the postage machine, we combined all of the postage, which was being done through reimbursements, which was a lot more work for accounting. They were going over and purchasing rolls of stamps and purchasing the pre-sealed envelopes, but we've really been able to cut down costs on that, and by saving the town $5,000 this year, and I'm sure in other departments' budgets as well, not having to buy the you know, envelopes that have the pre-sealed. Now they're able to run them through. We save 3 cents per mailing just for having that postage machine. So really, that was a huge thing to have done and combined. Glad we did that a few years ago to be able to save the money from this budget and not have it increase year after year like it was. Software and licensing we already went over, but another thing to note is that because we only have 2 staff, whereas the office prior to being combined to treasurer collector, when it was separate treasurer, separate collector, they did have 3 staff at one point, which meant an extra licensing fee. So we are able to cut down on that from prior years. We only have 2 licenses in the office with only having 2 staff. We've also been able to cut down a lot on the office supplies. We, you know, utilize things that we have. We reuse binders. We reuse a lot of things. And another thing to note is that prior to this year, the paper was being supplied through, I think, a town hall budget or something of that nature, and this past year we started buying all of our own paper in the office. We do a lot of we've cut back on a lot of copies by asking people if their check is good as a receipt rather than just offering a copy. So that's one really big cost saving measure that we've done, is people who don't come in with that stub for us to stamp, we do ask if the check is a good receipt. Some of them still want that copy, which we will make them the copy, but that's just another, you know, way that we've saved by making that suggestion. The lockbox and PO, I know there was a little talk, and that might be something we can eliminate. I had talked to Beth a little bit about it, about combining town hall into just one. I had talked next door across the street as well to the post office, and they said they'd be willing to do just like one big mail, but someone would have to sort the mail, go pick up the mail, and we'd have to have a place to have it sorted. We don't really have anything like somewhere that everybody's mail could go to. So that's something that Beth in the Board of Selectmen's office and I had discussed, but there were quite a few departments that weren't really on board with having it all combined. I think it was more so the departments that aren't centrally located, like that have different buildings, and ones that might be open on Friday, because town hall's not open on Friday, so they wouldn't be able to get their mail. I think that might have been some of the issue. And then dues and memberships as well, we cut that. I will only be subscribing to, I think, the MCTA and the Worcester County Treasurer Collector Association, which those are the only dues that we would have to pay. Whereas right now Nicole is a member.
How far is 6,500 in the tax title gonna get you? Not too far, I presume.
not very far. It got me about half of the year this year, but that was not doing very much. We did just have that article at town meeting, which is why I felt comfortable cutting that, because we do have that supplemental article. I am using that very carefully. My goal is to put some more properties in land court. That really has not been done. It's an expensive thing, and it doesn't, land court takes so long. So really, to see that return on investment does take a long time, but it is important to keep up on it. And to be putting, even if we just put 5 parcels in every year, we're at least still having, like, that should have been happening all along, but it hasn't been. We only have 12 properties in land court right now, out of the 160-ish parcels that are actually in tax title. So they haven't kept up on it because the budget wasn't there to keep up on it. I know I didn't put anybody in this year. I actually sent out letters right before I think the supplemental or the special town meeting. I sent out letters. We have gotten a really good response to that. We got about 12 payoffs in tax title just from those letters alone, generating over $90,000 in revenue. I'm anticipating at least another $50,000. I talked to someone today who has a really high balance that is working on a loan, remortgaging their house, and that will be paid off in the next couple of weeks. So just in the, we still have three more months left in the fiscal year, but we should have about $140,000. That's going to go to free cash for next year.
Great.
So we've really made some good strides since I started in the tax title, and another project that I've been working on too, which you might have seen posted, was the uncollectibles that we've had a lot of outstanding checks. I call it tailings, but it's uncollectibles. We adopted that at the special town meeting as well, 200A, to be able to post on the website. We'll leave that there for 60 days. I do have to post an ad in a newspaper, so there is a cost associated with it. But then after that, anything under $100 can go as a turn back to the town, free cash again for next year. Anything over $100 does have to get reposted a year. If it's unclaimed, all goes back to the town. And I did find, just in my research of hundreds and hundreds of checks that we had uncashed from prior to me starting, I had over $8,000 that I found in duplicate bills. So that was all turned back to the town as free cash.
Great. Good job.
Crazy.
So the hard question, like 70% of your budget before all the cuts is salaries.
It is.
So we don't, a lot is still up in the air.
Mm-hmm.
But just like we said to the Council on Aging,
Mm-hmm.
if we were to come back and say, is there any more savings to be found? Is there a plan C?
I don't have a plan C because I really do look at the office as a revenue generator. We don't, as you can see by our expenses, we are not spending money, we are generating money.
Yeah.
And any work that is being done in my office is just going to help us get out of this financial problem. And I really do believe that the 2.5 years that me and my assistant have been in this office, we have been pushing hard. When we get a tax title payoff, we celebrate as if it's our own money. The amount of fine-tooth combing that we've been able to do because it's her and I, and because we have the time, and I have the time to deep dive, but she also is able to timely post payments, things that hadn't been happening in that office for so many years, that the bills weren't going to the deputy collector timely. When I started, there was almost an entire year of bills that hadn't been sent to the deputy collector. That's lost revenue. Mm-hmm. All of these things I think are a trickle effect. We have such a high collection rate right now, which you can see on your narrative. Just motor vehicle alone has jumped over 10% in the last couple of years. We're collecting at 97% for our real estate, which is huge. That's where you aim to be. You are always going to have some people that aren't going to pay, but that's a huge jump from where we were. And I really do think that us being able to be in the office full time is important, and I think the residents being able to come in and pay their bills is important and get that stamp.
100%.
So
it's not a question of value at this point, you know what I mean? It's just, it's like plan A is already not gonna happen, level everything, so it's plan B, and then is there a plan C if
I don't have
B doesn't work out?
Okay. I don't have a plan C.
mean, there's not much room left. Yeah,
I can't, there's nothing left in my expenses line to cut.
yeah, I mean,
Thank you. We
yeah,
have Alex.
yeah.
Oh, here she is.
Hey, no, you're good.
Apologize. Okay, where are we?
We are, I guess, on payroll.
Okay.
But Jillian has informed us of some good result with her tax title and
Mm.
collections.
Oh, really?
Yeah, with just this fiscal year alone, we're looking at just so far about $140,000.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah,
Good news.
Yeah.
So,
you know, if you look at prior years, prior to fiscal 26, you were looking at, or sorry, fiscal 25, you were looking at maybe $30,000 in tax title collections. Last year was 90,000. This year, we're well over that already, and we still have a few years left to go, or a few months left to go. Sorry.
That's really good news.
all right.
We have
Can I,
a few
can I ask just a
revenue-
question for my own education here? And not about the budget here itself, but if prop override passes per se, do we anticipate that the amount of non-collected real estate is going to increase? And if so, would you be looking at needing more funding in that tax title bucket to support your endeavors there?
I mean, I guess that's always a possibility as the tax collection and the tax levy increases. That it is a possibility that our tax title is going to increase, and I think that is why it's important to do the step or take the steps that we take. We with timely demands. We send. Even if someone makes a payment and they think they paid the whole bill, we're sending them a letter letting them know you still have this balance. We go that extra step above and beyond that we don't have to take to try and get these people paid. Whereas when I first started, people were like, I didn't even know I owed. It's such small fine print only on the actual bills that says, please contact us, you have prior years delinquent, or this property's in tax title. A lot of them don't see that, don't read that. So it's really important to send those letters, send that follow-up information. So I can't predict that it means that more people aren't going to pay their bills, but that's as the bill grows, so does the tax title file, and the tax title file wasn't worked for so long that it's just going to take some time to get it back down.
Okay.
All right. Okay, so account 145 Treasury, it's the payroll. I recommend an amount of $144,134.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
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 Again, the account is Treasury number 145, expenses. It's recommended at $40,885.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay. So,
I do have multiple others.
Huh?
I know I have multiple others.
You
I have
do.
211 is my next. I tried to put them in
Okay.
order of.
let's see what I can look at.
What's 211?
Parking clerk?
Parking.
I thought we weren't having one anymore.
We're not.
Yeah,
But
that's
it's a
that's
zero.
really what
It's
it
a
says, yeah.
$0.
We just have to vote it at
Didn't we
zero.
already
Might be
do
an easy
Isn't
one.
that one already?
I thought we did that
You
one.
might have.
thought
I know
so.
you
Yeah.
guys had approved.
We did that
like
one.
in the
We
past.
did that one,
some
we
stuff
knew that
before.
already.
That's
Okay.
already done.
Yeah.
And
knew that
then
one.
the next one would be 710 long-term debt principal.
We did not do that.
We did that. Okay.
No, we
Didn't
did
do
not.
that.
We did not. All right. So these are the expenses only, of course. So the road work project is at 65.5, and that's at zero. Which project is that?
I
it
couldn't
just
tell
a
you. I just know it's the road work project. It's been. I want to say it was a 6-year loan, so it was free me. I don't know what it was actually borrowed for, but it was called the road work project. But that project's final payment is fiscal 26, which is why it's zeroed out for
So is
fiscal
that
27.
phase one?
No.
I don't
No?
think so. I don't.
I wonder if
Probably
it's like-
Cottage Street.
Yeah.
We
Not
What about-
borrowed
cottage.
it 7 years ago,
Yeah,
Oh,
it
it's
was
7 years
and
ago.
we
Yeah.
paid 6 years worth,
Correct,
and now it's 0.
and now it's 0. Yeah.
We're
So I
spending more
don't.
money on
Well,
it,
like when they
It's probably
redid all
Cottage
Cottage
the,
Street and Lake Street.
When they did the tree thing?
whatever we did 7 years ago.
yeah, like around the common, they put in all the new
Yeah.
parking.
Generally
Okay,
don't
well,
have detailed
It's
of
zero.
what it was
Okay.
borrowed
Well,
for.
that's good, it's paid off.
It's a good number.
All those granite curbs, maybe.
I think that's what it is.
But that one is paid off, so that's, that's a good thing. And then I did work a little bit with Teresa regarding the town hall roof repair, hoping to hold off to borrow in fiscal 27, which would give us that extra, we don't have to make a payment in fiscal 27. So that does give us, the decrease of the 41%
Okay.
because of the road work being paid off.
Okay, is there any more questions on that?
I mean, I guess the only question I have is on the town hall project. I mean, I guess we could postpone that. But, what we've heard here in prior meetings is that it's a pretty unstable situation.
So we do have the ability, the way I plan on borrowing is a ban, with it being only $280,000. But for the roof, we do have the ability to not make a payment for the first 3 years, with it being a ban. It does have to be paid off in 10 years. Those 3 years do count towards the 10 years, but we are not required by the state to make a pay down. So even if we do decide to borrow in fiscal 26 because it needs to be done, which just timing wise, I think we had kind of decided it might be cutting it close towards the end of the fiscal year anyways, when everything was all said and done and approved. But we do have the ability to not make a pay down next year. That does mean the town is gonna be paying a little more interest, but that is an option to save a little bit from
Okay.
the fiscal budget.
What are the
next year.
rates now?
Our last rate that we came in at was 3.35 for the fire truck. So that was the most recent borrowing that we had. Obviously, that's a little bit more money. It was $459,000, I think, after the pay down was the borrowing. But we did get 4 or 5 banks that bid on the note, which was better than
that's
in
good.
the past. Yeah, and they were all very similarly. And I actually talked to the banker who won the bid and asked him, I was like, thanks for the great rate. But he did say that was kind of where everybody was leaning, that was very competitive. And the banks that we have a great relationship with, those are the ones that bid. So it's great that we have working relationships with the banks because they're the ones, they don't make a lot of money on these notes, but they help out their customers when they can.
Any other questions? Dan?
No.
Alex?
Over this one.
Okay. Teresa, you're good?
Okay, so account 710, long-term debt principal, recommending an amount of $93,500.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
But
Let's see if I can find.
Next one's 751, which would be long-term debt interest.
Let me figure out what this is.
751. So this is long-term interest?
Correct.
You also 753?
Nope, I don't think so. 754, you probably already voted on it because it's 0.
Yep. 53 is the borrowing expense budget.
Oh, maybe I
So,
do. Oh, yeah, sorry. Yes, I do have that one.
Okay. So 751?
yeah.
751, yep. And so that one, you're gonna see the savings as well because the road work project is paid off. And also the fire truck, we got a more favorable rate than last year, and we owe less because we made a pay down this year.
Oh, nice.
So last year, I think it was a 4.51 interest rate on the full borrowing of the 510, and this year was the 3.35 that we received. So pay down helps out a little bit, and then also a better rate.
So that rate floats?
It does, because it's a ban, so we are going out every year. It's a state house program, but rather than I think in the past, what I had seen is that a lot of the borrowings had been the PSHLN, which was you're locked into a rate. You're borrowing very similarly through a state house note program, but you're locked into a rate with that one. So I didn't think it was favorable to do that last year because we had done a PSHLN on the plow truck and the interest rate came back higher than I had thought. So I had said, I was like, let's try a ban, let's see what the ban looks like. And you know, the rate came back similar this year, but this year we're seeing a savings. So my experience with bans is they're a little more competitive. You're getting a better rate because it's only a 1 year. And the cost for a ban is really not a lot. We're only paying our finance consultant, UFASI, $650 per ban. Whereas I'm not sure what their PSHLN, but it's a little bit higher. I want to say it's $1,200. So you pay a little bit more, but we're saving in interest, especially as we're making pay downs as well. And with the economy and last year, the talks of interest rates dropping, that's why I thought it was a better idea to do a ban because I think we're seeing interest rates come down.
Okay, so account 751, long-term debt interest, recommending $19,839.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
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 So it's 53.
Bear with me.
I do not know if you have the
Machine
most
is it?
updated for 753.
We got these this morning.
Okay.
Right here.
Oh, yeah.
850? Is that the
So
amount?
850 is with us borrowing this year for the roof. If we plan on pushing out the borrowing till next year, we're gonna need 1,300 because we do need to pay 650 for that UFASI fee for the borrowing. So we already have the fire truck ban, so that's 650. If we borrow for the roof next year, that's another 650. And because they're completely different ends of the fiscal years, I can't combine them. We're looking at needing a borrowing for the roof most likely beginning of the fiscal year, and the fire truck isn't until March. My goal eventually would be to combine them into one, but if it's one might be debt excluded and one isn't, which is the case, we're not going to be able to combine them.
Okay. I guess we let it roll.
Yeah.
Okay, account 753, borrowing expense, we recommend $850.
Second.
Excuse me,
Yes, sir, no.
the amount should be amended, it should be 1,300.
1,300 to cover the two borrowings.
Oh,
The
I thought you
850
said you
Oh,
weren't sure, okay.
No,
I thought it was if we don't
we
borrow.
we most likely aren't borrowing, which is what I
Gotcha.
budgeted
So
for.
because we're not doing
So
that,
because
okay.
we're not borrowing until fiscal 27, we will
Gotcha.
need that additional 650.
So it's
We were being too optimistic.
1,300 even?
1,300 even, yep. 650 two times.
Okay, so we gotta,
Let's change that.
we have to resend that one, or
Okay.
amend it,
Okay, so,
just amend it,
we'll amend the last vote,
motion.
motion, for account 753, borrowing expense, to read $1,300.
Yes.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Save that. What's next?
It's like,
Worcester County, did you vote on that one already?
No.
No, we don't.
9/11.
Okay, this is a big one. So this is, Worcester County retirement.
This is our
9/11.
annual assessment.
Is there any wiggle room there? That's the number, right?
We pay already in one payment, which saves the town. A lot of towns, or some towns, break it into two, which does increase. And we already make the one payment July 1st to save the town the most money possible.
So that amount is up 8.85%.
8.85%, correct. Unfortunately, we have no control over
Yeah,
that.
I think the school did the same thing.
No, that's with 2% discount for the full payment.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
Account 911, Worcester County Retirement, recommend an amount of $532,635.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Is that it for you, Joanne?
I have health insurance and life insurance as
Ooh,
well.
health insurance.
Yeah.
Save the date.
914 for health insurance.
Save that one for the end.
Where am I here?
Right here.
Okay. So again, this is pretty much a fixed number
It is,
for us.
unfortunately, yes.
So
We got
just-
a 12.82% increase for health insurance from Maya, so it is down from last year, which was 19.6. I know that they're trying to introduce some cost-saving measures, one of them being, as of July 1st, GLP-1 medications are no longer covered. I know a lot of companies are doing that, a lot of health insurance companies are doing that. So I'm really hopeful that that does help bring our increase back down to a more manageable level in the future years. Dental went up 4.61, which is higher for us, but our dental insurance plan is really bare bones. It covers 2 cleanings a year, and that is it. Nothing else. We do join with QRSD for that rate as well, so also through Maya Health Insurance. Water Enterprise is already deducted for their portion. And I did not, like last year, you know, I know we had to go to special town meeting asking for some funds because we had under budgeted. That's a possibility with this because we do have a handful of employees who do not take insurance that could come on at any point in time, and I have not budgeted for that. I went completely flatline to what we have enrolled right now is all that we are funding here.
Okay.
Okay, just-
Teresa, do you have anything on that? Okay.
Just for your information, so this account is up 7.43%. Okay, for account 914, health insurance, we recommend $527,500.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Last one I have is life insurance, 915.
Oh, I didn't get 915. I got 16.
I don't show 915, I show 916 for
Medicare.
Medicare.
Yeah.
I didn't bring Medicare because Medicare really fluctuates based
It's
on
more
the
the end of the
salaries.
year.
Right at
yeah.
the end.
So I can't really
Yeah.
give you.
That's like our last one.
Yeah,
just do
that's
that
usually
right at
the
the
last
end.
one that's
Yeah.
done.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have 915.
We don't have 915.
I think I sent it. Well, I sent it. Maybe it just didn't get forwarded.
Alex
I
doesn't
didn't
have
see
it
it.
either.
No, it's not on the
Yeah,
email.
it's the only one.
Do you want to look at it, just have
I
it
was
explained
gonna
it,
say
or
I
would you
can just
rather-
give you mine. It went up $50. I'm actually already, I did flatline it, but I am short a little this year, and plan on taking it from somewhere else in the budget that I hopefully have the money to take it from. We had a couple new enrollments
Okay.
this year.
If you can email that to us, so
Yeah.
we can put it in.
Of course, you can keep that as well, so you just have record of
Mine's
it.
gonna need
Grab
that
it,
for
I
his
can email it to you
motion.
right now.
What was that? Oh, you're
She's
sending
gonna
it
see
to
if
us.
you
Let me see if I can grab it right now.
Thank you.
You wanna go?
Yeah, we can still vote on it, right?
Okay, so account 915, life insurance, we recommend an amount of $550.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay.
Okay,
Is that it for you?
That's it for me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
thank you.
I'll give you back your pen, Melinda, thank
Oh,
you.
yeah.
Have a good night.
Thank you too.
Who's next, Teresa?
Town clerk, let me forward this so that way you can update your spreadsheet, right?
Okay, yeah.
Do you wanna do more budgets?
Dan,
or do
did you want me to just send it over to you?
You wanna do
However
more
you wanna do it,
budgets,
it's up
or
to you.
do
I got the
wanna-
email
Okay, so
open.
let's talk about why they're here.
The school?
Mm.
How long is that gonna be?
With the, I don't know, I wanna keep doing budgets when they're all sitting there waiting.
Well, let's try the school here and let's see if we can. Okay, we were all, some of us were at your meeting last night.
That has not been published. So
This hasn't been published?
Right, yeah, Teresa just said to,
Oh, this is just for
yeah.
reading purposes?
Mhm.
And this hasn't been approved, so I know that's.
That's for later, yeah, we can talk about that in a bit.
I thought that the presentation was very good last night,
Very honest, yeah.
very honest,
Mm.
well thought out. I even had people that were watching it on YouTube and they commented that they were very impressed at the transparency, and I appreciate that. It's a lot of hard decisions. So, what happened today?
I stayed in my office.
Huh?
I stayed in my office today.
I visited I was in Alfred schools today, and, I think that people, have an understanding of where we're at. I think that working with the towns over the last few years and being as transparent as we can be, and having these conversations, we had met with the union prior to the meetings to let them know that the outlook wasn't terrific without saying exactly where we're at. So I think that people really build up themselves, have a clear understanding of what's going on, and with the families.
Having a little bit of a hard time hearing.
Sorry
on the
about that.
computer.
I'm not
Is
as
it
loud as I
possible to move
was
a little
last night,
closer?
I guess.
We talked a lot last night.
Steve, you wanna
hours
come
yelling
sit in,
across the
Steve, would you
auditorium.
come
No,
sit in the front
I-
row? Thank you.
Yeah.
Nikki, maybe you might
Standing
want
up
to.
Yeah, back at
You
it.
can have a chair.
Thanks, Kim. So all that I was saying is I visited our 3 buildings today. I did have some emails from some families. Obviously, it is, it outside of the emotions, we understand where we are financially. And I think that our staff in our communities have a better understanding of what's going on at this point. There has been, unfortunately, a history of these conversations happening. I did explain that I have attended for the past, 14 years or so, all of the town meetings, both in Warren and in West Brookfield. And I know that, in particular, Pam has done presentations on this over the last, 4 or 5 years. And
Pam hasn't been on the committee for.
how long has it been? It seems
Well,
like
the
yesterday.
advisory committee has been doing presentations.
Advisory has.
committee has
Yeah.
been doing.
Oh,
it.
the advisory committee, I'm sorry.
I mean, I think Pam
It all
was
blends
back in
together.
2017,
Was it that long ago,
2018.
Lori?
It
Holy
was.
cow. But the advisory committee has been doing presentations as well. It all kind of blends together, unfortunately. And we know that when we use free cash to offset operating budgets, that the money in the bank at some point isn't there any longer. And it's never a great idea to offset budgets with one-time funds. And as a result of that, we are where we are now. And there's an increase in the local required contribution of $302,000, which is a significant increase. And so we're just in a very difficult position, and we explained that to the community last night. We met, we've been working on this since November, obviously waiting for the state funds to come out. The Chapter 70 funding only went up by $76,000, and that doesn't even touch, salary increases, health insurance, utilities, the whole 9 yards that go along with that. So we did present 3 scenarios last night at the parent information night. We answered questions regarding what does keeping our current configuration look like, which is about a $2.65 million above minimum contribution ask, what a reconfiguration looks like, and that was in the neighborhood of $1.6 million, but there's a significant transportation cost to that because you have to add an additional tier for transportation, and then what looking at a school closure looks like, and that was in the neighborhood of $850,000 above minimum.
$872,000 above minimum.
$872,000 above minimum, which about 50% of that is unemployment costs because you're looking at a significant amount of layoffs.
And that was in number 3.
That was number 3.
2 and 3, so reconfiguring and closing have significant
Unemployment costs.
unemployment costs.
What's the difference?
Do you guys wanna
I
speak
mean,
on
you
this?
can't-
Honestly, it's transportation
No,
essentially.
no, I mean
doubles
the difference in like, let's say the number layoffs.
to,
if we're talking
around
5%.
somewhere in the neighborhood of 200,000 for salaries
And that would be option 2?
versus
Or that's
three.
off
What's the
version
difference
3?
between 2 and 3 in terms of salaries?
About $250,000 difference of layoffs.
Between 2 and 3?
Yes.
Right.
It's a transportation cost that goes
Gotcha.
down.
Lori, just
Wow.
to, you had asked if we wanted to say anything. Last night, the presentation really hit it on the nail. I think what we've been saying and what the town's been saying for years and years was really reflected. The reflection was dead on. What I would add to that is, this is just not a good place to be. The use of free cash, those are one-times, they should never be used for
Budget,
reoccurring
yeah.
revenues, but, I think that the town over the years, what they were trying to do was to accommodate and understanding the importance of it all, but in doing so, what happens is it becomes, you're basically covering up a hole, so you're not seeing it for a year. And then when it's uncovered, again, the next budget season, that hole isn't the same hole, it's just gotten bigger. We just listened to the treasurer talk about the health insurance, and I know, Mike, you had made note that it was 7-point-something% increase. In all actuality, it's a 12.8 increase, it's just that on the budget sheets that you have, it doesn't include the employees for the water department, and because that's an enterprise, they pay their portion. But when you think about it, Prop 2.5 only allows you the 2.5% increase. So there it is, and then your new growth, and for West Brookfield, you've been averaging like maybe 30,000-40,000 over a span of, let's say, 10 years. That's what you've been averaging each year, so that's not a whole lot of money. So if we look at, for instance, if you look at what the numbers are showing this year, you're probably around, all combined, maybe 260,000 that you could have added to your budget, right? Well, just in those uncontrolled costs, you're getting close to your limit there, never mind anything over the minimum for school or anything else, the contracts that are in place, employment contracts, services contracts, all of those have costs. And then, as everybody else knows, just your basic expenses increase, whether it's paper product or your energy cost, fuels, all of these things that we're really, the best we can do is what we do, and that is to procure the best we can at the best price we can, and to join others in large bulk purchasing if possible. This is such a tough situation, and when you look at trying to go forward, and I heard that loud and clear, there's really, a desire to try to keep the school open, and I don't know if that were to happen, let's say by override or whatnot, it's just a 1-year fix. So what happens next year is you're going back for another override. The year after, you're going back for another override, and each year it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And then on top of that, we know that there's the window and door project that's been approved by MSBA, right? And it's on an expedited path. And what happens is that that is a combination of grant and loan. And so there'd be the town obligation. So let's say that comes in at $1 million, the town has to come up with towards that. Now the town is locked into keeping that as a school for 20 years. That's it, that's the use for that building. If for some reason you opted not to, then you have to pay the entirety of the project back. On top of that, 5 years from now, you're probably looking at a replacement for the roof, the flat roof. And those are very expensive as well. It's just such a tough time. And I think what's happened over the years, this was bound to happen, and you knew it, you saw it coming and tried to advise. It's just now, we're to a point where, as Steve had said, when you run out of the money in the bank, you've run out of the money in the bank. And that's exactly where we are. And if you don't have it, you don't have it. So and I really believe that when we get through this round, and we're pretty darn close, I think when we add the numbers up of all the reduced budgets, I do believe we're gonna be coming back for a second round of cuts. I don't believe that it's steep enough.
Do you need to cover what the school needs?
I'm saying all the way around. When I
Without-
look at this
without
budget, I
factoring
look
in.
at it,
Without the
it's
override.
all
Yeah.
inclusive, you know, so I'm not really separating it out and looking at it as a whole, because it is a whole, right? We're all together in this, so, yeah.
Can I ask a question about the override, because I think there is some confusion out there. So if the override was to pass, that increases the base tax level, right? Doesn't that stay put?
It does,
And
it's
then they
a
raise,
permanent.
and then the following year, it's a
2.5.
2.5 increase on that. So you're saying that even like to increase, if the
Right,
override
because
passed-
as you see now, and if you look back, and we can show that in all the data, that 2.5 does not go very far.
No.
And even 2.5 on the increased amount
Right.
It's not
isn't
gonna
gonna be
sustain.
enough
Yeah.
to cover all the increases that all the department budgets need.
It wouldn't at least buy us a year, 2 or 3 years? It's not even that 1 year,
By us 1 year?
I have a question back here.
so 28.
Go ahead.
Thank you.
Do you
What's-
mind, sorry,
what's your
do you mind
name?
just saying your name for the minutes?
Sure, my name's Taylor,
And your last name?
Dojmo.
Okay.
Oh, across the street from me. No,
Depending,
you're
there's
not.
quite
No,
a few.
that's- yeah.
Are you on the Braintree?
No, you're not. I have your sister-in-law
If you were,
across
I
the
would have
street.
brought you a pie when I moved in.
I have a sister-in-law. You have a sister-in-law across the street from me.
Yeah.
Just I was listening to you and you had said to go after year. So has the override, did that get passed last year or the year before that?
No,
Or-
there hasn't been an
So-
override passed,
and
but I'm
how-
saying that if an override, if the town put out a ballot question for an override to be able to keep the town departments at level services, and also to keep the school, which would be a level service budget for the school, which would keep that open. If they did that, and let's say it passed, come next budget, next season, next year, we would be going for another
Asking for more.
override. Yeah.
I hear
To
what you're
answer your
saying,
question,
I just feel like
free
because we
cash.
haven't put it into, we haven't actually done the override, we haven't done it, so
Yeah.
like, I think we would need to, that would have to happen for us to say what would happen thereafter with more certainty.
I mean, the reason why we haven't needed it before, we have needed it before now, but
For
we've
sure.
been
Right,
using the free cash. We've been using free cash, our savings account,
Correct.
that's finally empty.
Yeah.
So we've been just watching this approach us for, what, a decade or more?
Yeah,
Oh.
and then.
And haven't done any, like,
Well, we're unable.
No,
I'm-
Right.
I'm just one vote, that's all I get.
But
me
it's
too,
also-
know,
that's
yeah,
all
you know
I
what I
am,
mean?
I'm one
That's
vote,
where
but
we're all
I guess
just
I was
citizens of the town at the
more
end of the
so
day.
just kinda asking, because when you had said, go after year, it almost to me, my fresh years, it sounded like year after year, we've done it and still ask for more. So I was just,
No, we
so I was just clarifying when you
Yeah.
said gone after year, and then you had spoke to, and then asked for more. I just wanted to clarify in my own mind
Sure, of
if that
course.
had actually been received and then asked for more, or if we were just kind of,
No, the
going
last
off of-
override
Okay.
failed.
So I just wanted
It
to,
didn't. The-
I'm gonna
the-
say,
We've had a couple
we've
tries.
been looking at this, and the advisory has been doing a presentation at annual town meeting for at least 7 years, warning that this was going to eventually happen. 2 years ago, the selectmen then voted to put a ballot question out there. And when that ballot question went out there, it failed. So we did try to do that and get it going to correct it. It failed. So now we're back at it, trying to straighten it out again.
And there was one back, I wanna say
Right.
19?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
May I ask your name? I'm sorry.
Oh, sure.
I'm new.
That's
I
okay.
know, I didn't.
So I wasn't sure I was signing
I
to
realized
you
what you were asking.
name. Name. I was trying to.
That's okay. I'm Cammie Lamech. I'm one of the select board members.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, so, and I used to be on the advisory, so that's why I'm.
Sure, they probably know you already, so they're not
Exactly.
asking you to
Everyone's
introduce
actually-
yourself,
Yeah.
whereas I don't.
That's a good
You're the
point.
only one we
It's a
don't
very
know.
good point.
Thank you.
So, those have been measures that we've taken along the way to try to do that. And those are the numbers that we look at, but when we also know budgets on the advisory, when we look at those budgets, we know how much money, even if we raise the level, we know it will generate a little bit more revenue the following year. But then all the department budgets, the schools increase year over year is about $1 million that gets
Yeah.
split between two towns.
Mm-hmm.
So when we look at how much revenue we would bring in versus that budget and all the other town departments, it's not just the school, it's all of them together, is gonna be more than the revenue we would bring in again. Those are just, we don't even have to guess at that.
No,
Guess at the number,
Yeah.
exactly what it'd be, yes, but it will be higher. And that's where I want to make sure that people understand that.
Yeah.
But I think our needs, oh, sorry, I don't wanna,
No,
No, please.
speak out of
it's a long meeting,
turn.
no.
Sorry, I just, cause the 2.5 would be for all these people that are, the town that's hurting, kind of, right? The big hole that's been dug, right? It would be
Mhm.
kinda to fill in
It'd be
those
everybody.
potholes.
It'd be everybody.
Right, all these, all the town that's being impacted, right? Thank you.
But, so the last one, 2.5 override last year that failed, and I think it failed like 60-40.
Yeah.
So it failed big time, but the ask was $5 million.
No,
One, no, it was more than one.
It was incremental over 5
it
years,
was over 5 years, but it
Yeah.
was $1 million, it wasn't $5 million.
but incremental over 5 years.
For
I
a
don't
total
think,
of 5?
Was it like
No.
an incremental climb, a rate?
Yes.
And so build?
the way I understood it anyway.
Up to $1 million or up to 5?
It was,
Up to 1.
it was a 5-year term is what we had
Mhm.
anticipated, that's the budget we had put together.
Yeah.
And, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe the whole amount was $1 million that, in one shot, it wasn't 200 this year and then 3, it was 5 years, $1 million up front. We had the 5 years that it would last.
Right.
Oh,
okay, you're
lots
right.
of.
Oh, that's right.
But that was
Yes.
also sold to cover just
That
3
wasn't,
things.
that was,
The school was not a, no
Yeah, the
offense,
school
not a
was level
problem
funded.
at the time.
No.
Then, it
That
was like
wasn't
the
issue.
fire
We were
truck
We were
and
trying to do the ambulance service.
yes, the fire truck and the
Um,
police officer.
Police.
Yeah, there was a
Yeah.
couple things that we were trying to put in place to help with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
But anyway, it wasn't well received by the voters, so.
well, I don't think the town, I don't think we did a great job of putting it out there to make people think it was a good idea. And also, I don't know if people were receptive to listening to it as being a good idea. I mean, you've seen all these posts already, scare tactics, all sorts of stuff. This is not scare tactics.
Right.
We've,
This is a reality.
this is reality,
Yeah.
and it's been coming, and we've been talking about it, but people, I mean, bottom line is, It's up to the people in this town to vote and see what they wanna do. I mean, we can give them options, they have to vote and see what they wanna do. I mean, we're all one vote.
I have a question.
Okay.
Sorry.
What's your name?
I'm Madeline Chamberlain. I was at the meeting. I have a kid in school and one who's supposed to be going into West Brookfield in a year. And so I'm wanting to know, as a town resident and knowing that there's a bunch of other like-minded parents at the West Brookfield school, what can we do to try and propel that vote, like to try and get to where we will have an improved budget, where we don't have to close the school and where this won't be a reoccurring issue year after year? Like what could we do? What would that look like? I don't know all the ins and outs of finances or anything.
Madeline and Amanda are also like top dogs on the PTG.
Okay.
So have got a lot
And
of
we just
voice.
bought that $110,000 playground with all of the funds that we had raised
Over
over
the
the
years.
last 5 years with the promise that it was gonna be installed at West Brookfield Elementary School. And now that we have all the funds to do so,
Yeah.
it might not be around, and that's a major concern for us. And last night's meeting with Steve was great, you explained everything perfectly, but I feel like when you stood up and explained that
Put the wet
the
blanket on it.
2.5 was in no way going to even be thought about to help the school out, kind of is what it came across as.
Well, it's not that it wouldn't help it, the number that had been put in the budget and the override to begin with was not the number that we had anticipated to keep the school open. We looked at it that it was the regular increase amount is what we would need for the school, is what was put into the override vote that the selectmen took last week.
But
So
that means
that's
to
kinda
keep,
what
that
I'm
means to
asking.
keep the
Yeah,
school
the
open
school
as
needs
is,
more,
that
yeah.
doesn't mean to
Yeah.
keep the school open as K through 3.
Yeah,
Right.
so that's kind of what I'm asking though. So that's what it was originally budgeted for, and my understanding is.
Not knowing that what that number was
Yes.
gonna increase by this
Absolutely.
year.
So
That's the difference.
my understanding is that we have a couple of days of a window to where we could get an emergency meeting on the board to change that.
So, there you go, go ahead.
Okay, so, there has been an agenda has been posted. We hurried up and posted that today.
Can I clarify just, so we can't have an emergency meeting. The roof didn't fall in someplace.
No, but she's not talking about the technical terms
No.
of the open meeting
No,
law.
but what I'm saying,
Yeah.
there is a requirement that we have to post a meeting 2 days. We've
Correct.
had some conversations the last couple of days since we knew what the number from the school was. And what do we
Right.
do with that? I
And
mean,
what do we
we've
do
been on
with
the
that?
phone a lot.
Yeah.
And that's
So,
where we was like, where
That's
do we
where
go
we
from here?
landed this
Yeah.
morning. We've been trying, we have a board member who's on vacation. We have another member who's out in DC right now. So it's kind of sometimes like
I'm here.
herding cats. So we went ahead and we posted the meeting,
For when?
for Thursday
Yeah.
at 6:00. And that'll be here. And Brad confirmed that he'd be able to join us by Zoom at least.
Yeah,
So it'll be open for discussion.
yeah.
Okay.
And that's, at the moment, the best we can do is have discussion and see if there's a majority of the selectmen that would like to do something different than what we've already put out on the ballot question. It's the only thing that we can do right now.
And so my plan was, after I have the chance to speak with the chair this evening, then tomorrow morning I would have been emailing all you folks that have emailed this morning to let you know we
You know how
heard
moms are, mom
Yeah.
bears.
So,
Yeah.
but now that you're here tonight,
Action.
you're hearing it for yourselves.
We love that.
No, we've been working on it for the past couple of days, trying to figure out what we could do.
Will it be in here? Cause I think that there will be a lot of,
It could be in here, and I'm gonna be the only one here. I'm gonna, one of the other selectmen on
Is
Zoom,
zooming in.
and the other one is not reachable this week.
See, it's a little difficult to do it upstairs on a Zoom because the
Yeah.
Oh, the
acoustics.
acoustics, no, I was just saying
Horrendous.
because there's a lot,
God forbid.
like, we
pickleball.
are very fortunate right
I
now
think
to
pickleball
have,
is-
Oh, yes, that's true.
is
What?
loud.
a lot of people that are willing to listen and put forth effort, and I'm just
I'd just like to make a suggestion, like,
yes.
yes, definitely, you know, support what you need to support for the Board of Selectmen to hopefully, you know. But those override information sessions that Teresa is hosting,
Yeah.
there's 3 in April. They're the ones that you've got to get people to.
Perfect. Tell me dates.
And everybody, not just parents at the school.
Yeah.
Because that's not going to be enough. Like,
Right.
you know, because I think people need to know about, like, what the police department is potentially doing.
So,
and what the
okay,
highway
so I'll
department
give
is
a
doing.
quick overview now.
They're the ones you need to get
So
people
it's
to.
okay.
No,
If
no,
you go to
no,
the
no,
town
no.
administrator's page, that's where we're going to, that's where we'll be hosting materials and that. And so, right now, there should be a posting, which will also be showing up in the newspaper. It's being announced on cable access TV. The meetings are going to be, the first one is at the elementary school, April 1st. And they're starting at 6:30.
Okay.
And so the first one will kind of be an overview of Prop 2.5 and our situation. And now, of course, the presentation may change, you know, due to Thursday evening. So,
Yep.
you know, so be patient with me because
Yeah.
now
It's changing.
it's
evolving.
changing.
It's very fluid.
Then the second meeting will be the 14th of April.
13th.
That one's, oh, 13th,
Yeah,
yes, you're
yeah,
right.
Monday, 13th.
And that'll be at the senior center. We wanted to have one meeting at the senior center at least. And that meeting will consist of departments that'll be talking about the reduced budgets, so that everyone has an idea that the whole reason to have these really is just to give every resident, every voter, information in just a factual layman's terms, so that you can make a decision that is in tune with you. You know, all we can do is give you the information. It's not to sway you in any way or anything like that. It's just give you the information and then, you know, exercise your right. And so that's what the second one will be. And then the way I see the third one now, because that kind of changed a bit too, will probably be more of a recap on everything. And at each one, we'll have questions and answers. And so if you come to the first one and you didn't get an opportunity to ask a question, what I'd like to offer and will be offering is that you send the question, because you might get home and go, oh, I wish I asked this, you know? Send it over, there'll be an email address to send it to, and we're gonna try our best to go through them. There may be, you know, we might get 20 and maybe 5 are really the same questions, so we'll kind of group them. And we'll post the answers, but also at the next meeting, we'll take a few minutes to address those questions publicly, because we just wanna, you know, give you what you need, answer what we can, and go from there. And so the third meeting would be the
27th.
27th, thank you very much.
Located where?
The school.
And that'll be
Back
back
at
at
the
the
school.
school.
West Brookfield School.
Yeah, also 6:30.
Taylor, did you have one more question?
Me?
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am, I did. I just wanted to ask, about Thursday. I'm so glad you asked me what I did. I was just refreshing it in my memory because I was forgetting slowly. But I wanted to ask about this Thursday. Did you say you were
Yes.
having like your meeting?
It'll be a meeting to talk about the ballot question, because the board had already voted the ballot question.
Okay, so there's
And
no
that has a
changing the
specific,
question?
no, it has, you have to go forward when you vote on a ballot question with the dollar amount. At that time of the vote, we really didn't, we didn't know the different scenarios. We had based it on what we did know at the time. And so getting these scenarios, it's different numbers. And so the only way to make that change would be to hold a meeting to either amend or rescind the prior vote and go forward with a new amount for a ballot question.
Thank you for bearing with me. I'm not super knowledgeable on it, so that's this Thursday.
That's this Thursday.
Now, you're also saying that you're gonna be the only one Oh, girl.
I'm the only one physically here.
Now, okay, so but when it
But
comes
two-
to
there are
making that,
three-
let's just,
There's 3 board members.
okay,
I'm the one that's physically in town at the moment.
yeah,
One is
vacation.
away on vacation, and whether he's able to get to any technology is the difficult part. And we have the other member that's away right now, but can get to technology.
Uh-huh,
So we at least have a quorum,
okay,
because it has to be the 2 out of the 3,
at least, yeah.
to have the discussion. And then there would be a possible vote to change it possibly, depending on how the members voted.
Okay, okay.
That's what it's really
Okay,
up to-
thank you so much
to
for taking the time,
understanding.
to
No,
both of you for
no, it's
explaining that to me, I
It's
really
important
appreciate
people do understand things.
Yeah, thank you for,
Yeah.
for, elaborating on that.
So that's where we are.
I have to get a sitter anytime I go anywhere, so I just wanna make sure I understand.
Yeah.
Okay. So Steve, I guess, you'll hear more on Thursday.
Yeah. See each other again on Thursday.
I'll be here.
You look thrilled.
No,
It's heavy.
it's one of those things, we're trying to do the right thing. What that piece of it is, and everybody needs to understand, everybody has a different point of view,
Sure.
and what their family reality and finances are and emotions are different than others.
Sure.
We have to weigh it out and make the best decision to lead, so that way the voters can do what they wanna do.
Last question. I don't have much more time. I'm so sorry. I'm a question girl. I ask a lot.
I can
Teachers
tell.
love me. Teachers love me. Goodness gracious. Now that there would be two of you, let's just say physically out there, right?
Mm-hmm.
What if you were to have different sides on things?
Then we can't change anything.
All right.
We need a majority to change.
Okay, that's what I was. Okay.
And whether the third member would be able to join, and when, we'd have to get 2 of the 3
Right.
that would vote to do something different.
Right.
Otherwise, what we've already voted
I was just gonna
stands.
say, oh wow. Is he in the jungle? Goodness. What the?
Okay.
Some people don't bring their
Thank
stuff
you.
with them when they go on vacation.
Good.
Don't blame them.
Yeah, I know, right?
Okay, so I guess that's,
Yeah, so that's our current action.
okay. So it's a,
The part of it that I'm thinking of would be the long-term stability. It's not like we've been saying, the one-time thing isn't gonna do it.
sustainable, yeah.
And what I saw that there was I think the override was for 1.1 million that was voted in, that will be on the ballot, is that right?
1.15.
1.150.
I don't know if I saw a breakdown for what did you have for the school, allotted to the school budget? That you were expecting, like around 300,000 or so?
No, I think it was
Five.
250,000 roughly,
So you.
more than this year.
Yeah, more than this year. So you'd
And
need,
so that's what that number includes.
you'd need to bring in another 800,000.
Uh-huh. Yeah,
And then-
700 and something.
And then once you did that, that would be your baseline.
Yeah.
So really, if,
Mhm.
you're looking at like a 17% increase to cover these
Uh-huh.
costs.
Yeah.
And then if you push it out, you'd be up to like a 35% increase over 5 years or so
Yeah.
to match that $1 million every year.
Yeah.
And that's gonna be,
Unless something significantly changes in revenue sources
Yeah.
coming from the state level somewhere, or
Yeah.
some other revenue source that
Right.
hasn't transpired as of yet. The school
Right.
department has worked very hard last year trying to get an agreement with North Brookfield that would have helped,
yeah,
honestly, all of us, the
Yeah.
school and the 2 towns.
right.
So it didn't come to fruition, but that doesn't mean the following year we
Yeah, we couldn't
couldn't,
do
we
it.
don't know.
Yeah.
That's why it's 1 year at a time.
I just have a quick question about
Okay.
the North Brookfield thing. So I did hear that they extended it. So did they just do the Band-Aid thing and like hope for the best, and then
The
next
school
year.
probably knows more than I do about the North Brookfield piece.
So they've decided, they voted 4-1, that they were going to continue to find a way to
Make it
survive
happen.
and make it happen.
And that is their 1 year, like,
It's
like,
until they decide to come back as a school committee and discuss it again. I would imagine that.
that's on a yearly basis.
Yeah.
So like, next year, things could change,
Mhm.
and that could benefit us. So if we Band-Aided it,
We're buying time.
we're buying time, we just need time, like, I feel like we
Well,
got no
hopefully.
time, like,
Yeah.
Well, this
think
is,
that-
it's
We're
came,
not-
it's
we're
came
not
hard
setting
at
up a
all of
sustainable
us.
plan, we're
Understood.
buying time.
The other
Understood.
component too is the doors and windows project.
That's the biggest, that's the
If we
bigger
keep
one.
What,
we keep
800,000
the
the
school-
town?
No.
Well,
Once
we keep it
again,
going.
Yeah.
schematic
Somewhere around
design
$1
is
million.
hundred
We have to
fifty
keep it for
thousand, you
7
got
years or
61%
whatever the
of
deal
that.
is.
I'm hoping
We sure
that
I
if we
heard
did the
7,
schematic
but-
Oh, that's
design,
what-
it'd be
I know,
less than
that's what she said, and I
hundred
was
fifty thousand,
like,
cause we
oh,
already
fine.
did it in 2017. But rough guess, anywhere between 1.5 and $2 million is a lot of doors and windows, so you're looking at, you know, the town contributing a little, around 39% of anywhere from 1.5 to $2 million.
can we pause that project?
Well, no, these come in cycles.
Okay.
And I'll be very candid with you, it's a process to get to where we got to.
Understood, okay.
And we were very, we were very excited when we got, awarded the
Yeah.
project, because it was something that we've been trying to do for a very long period of time. It couldn't have come at a worse time, but I'm gonna be honest with you, maybe it came at the right time, because you hate to get into a project where now you're
Right.
bonded out for 20 years, and
So it
we're
is
in a
20.
huge problem.
Yeah.
And now we have to close a school, and now the town's on the hook for paying the 61% back plus the 39%.
Now, isn't that kind
gotta
of where
keep the
North
school open
Brookfield
for
is
20
right
years.
now?
North Brookfield ran into a problem with their elementary school, that was the problem, did an
Mhm.
MSBA project on their roof.
Don't understand.
So in order to make regionalization happen, we would have to close an elementary school, and no district, and I'm just speaking candidly, no district's gonna close an elementary school to put kids in a different district. We would have to close North Brookfield and bring their elementary over, but they couldn't close that school because they couldn't
Because they're
afford to
in the
pay the
same
MSBA
project,
project. So that's where it was inconclusive whether there would actually be any savings to Warren and West Brookfield. There would have been a savings to North Brookfield, because now they would get their regional transportation reimbursement, because they're not reimbursed because they're a municipality. So for North Brookfield, there was a clear savings. For Warren and West Brookfield, it was inconclusive. And that's why we tried to target the tuition agreement,
Yeah.
which I thought, and once again, I'm not saying it's off the table for future years. I think, as soon as they made that vote, we had 10 more kids apply from North Brookfield to Quabog. And I think we're gonna see a trend of that continuing. But we'll continue to communicate with North Brookfield, we do on a regular basis.
Okay. I think that's, I'm sorry, we didn't get your
So,
name.
yeah, Garrett Perini.
You knew him?
Yeah.
She knows me.
I know you're.
The only thing I would add is just to underscore what was said earlier. All the questions I'm hearing right now, there's a lot of passion behind the school, and that's a good thing. But just keep in mind, with the deficit the town is up against, there's cuts across multiple departments that the town, obviously values and takes a lot of benefit in. So as you're looking into the questions, as you're attending those meetings, it's really, about even more than the school, right? That might be the biggest one that people are passionate about right now.
Community.
But I think if you start looking at the rest of the budget lines, you'll probably be passionate about a lot of the other cuts that might be happening as well if the override doesn't pass. So attend the meetings, get the information. Someone asked about, what can they do to help support? Get the right information out, not misinformation, not what we think. Get people to attend those meetings so they get the real information, the real facts, and then to Lori's point, can vote their heart based on their, what matters most to them and what they need to do and prioritize in their life as well.
And make sure you vote.
Yeah,
Right.
unless it's for not.
And
Yeah, but
Because usually the turnout's pretty low for that type of,
It is.
an election.
It is, but somehow I wanna say 2 years ago, I think the turnout was pretty decent. We didn't like the result,
The
but
result was,
It's not where we
depending on your
wanted it.
perspective, I guess.
yeah.
I think a lot of people are feeling think a lot of people are feeling like, they were really excited, and then, like, I feel like a lot of people have already experienced, and they were like, oh, then that would do nothing, well then, you know, but it's like, it still matters,
Right.
it still matters, and I just want to, when I share, that I want people to, like, show up and hear the facts and vote, and, you know, to what their convictions are, obviously, without judgment, you know, that it just,
Yeah, I
it
mean,
matters. Every bit of it matters, and I'm excited to share. You know, even just whenever things are that people can be involved and have a say.
Go team.
Okay.
Go team.
Is there anything else that you need from us?
I think we have the numbers, and I think that's the biggest thing right now is the numbers.
I
So we
thought
can
last night
work our stuff,
between the three of you, I thought it went very well. I thought the points got out.
I do have an oil bid call tomorrow, so, with everything going on in the world right now, or, that could
course.
impact
you gotta buy oil.
Oh, we're locked in right now,
Probably buy
but,
some
So oil
later.
today, $5 or something.
Postpone that one.
yep,
Oh, you buy in the future, so.
yes,
Maybe the
yeah, we're on
future's
the
looking
future.
better.
Okay.
And so that you do know, we did ratify our contract, finally,
Good.
so that
Oh,
you do
great.
know.
Well, that's good news.
It was 2.5. So we worked really hard, and I know you guys know, but we worked really hard as the
Mhm.
personnel subcommittee, we worked really hard to keep it as fair as possible. And I think that, you know, while it's difficult only to get a 2.5,
Yeah.
we fought hard because we understand where our towns are at.
Appreciate that too.
Me too. All around.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I think that pretty much wraps us up.
Yeah.
We don't have any minutes, do we?
Sure
Yeah,
do.
we do.
Oh, we have minutes.
All right, thank you.
But thank you.
Nice to see you, thank you
Appreciate
guys,
it.
nice to see you.
See ya.
Thanks,
See you,
Dan,
Steve.
Lori, always a pleasure.
Under the worst circumstances, yeah, you-
Steve, you really did do it. You two did a great job.
Thanks.
Oh, thank you.
I was very impressed.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Cammy, we'll see you Thursday.
I watched it on YouTube this morning.
Hey, that's all right. If whatever works.
Very
Yeah. So I just grabbed
good
some.
job.
Have a good night.
My son called me
You
up
too.
and said,
After.
thank you, Tammy.
You're welcome.
Good night.
I think Alex made a really good
What, are you
point.
going to tuck in the baby
The
now?
idea that
I gotta get some sleep. I
we
gotta
don't
be
wanna
back here
sell,
tomorrow.
Okay, all right.
we don't want
Meeting-
people trying to shape
What
the
was that?
override.
No,
No,
I'm just
no.
gonna go over.
No, we
Yeah,
haven't
so
closed
just,
our meeting.
We haven't closed our meeting. What do you need to?
Oh.
Have a
Okay,
good
why did
night.
everyone leave?
Well,
We-
that,
we're
because
just
they
gonna
were
cover
done.
the minutes and then we're, yeah.
Oh, you're just like
Yes, I
doing your
did.
closing.
we're all done
Yeah.
with the
I was
school
committed
call.
to
Yeah.
staying for the whole
There was nothing to
thing.
say.
Okay.
These yours?
Yes.
You
I was
weren't
gonna be
going
back
far.
for that. Thank you.
Oh, and I
Have a
love
good
your
night.
mine too.
The override being framed as a save the school measure, not the entire town. I think, you know, Alex was saying was spot on. You know what I mean? Like, you can't just speak to one demographic, you
No,
have
I
to have
totally
a wide.
agree. I've said to so many
net.
people, like, they need to know what else. It's not
Yeah.
all about the school, like, what
Yeah.
else is affected. And I don't know if, like, just, like, when the police chief was here last week and he gave that very impassioned doom and gloom, like, is he gonna do that again? For
We need him
everybody
to.
to
That's what
listen
we
to?
need.
Because that, for me, I
I'll
was
tell
like,
you that
We
the
already knew.
response time and the police coverage was impactful to me.
Yeah.
same Alex,
Well,
like,
well,
yeah.
yes, that's exactly what I've been saying, is that that's exactly what the people need to hear from all the department
They do.
heads, are the impacts,
Yep.
whether it's recreation and not having,
Lifeguards. and
lifeguards,
Nobody can be surprised at the other end of this when there's spotty police coverage and,
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
nasty, you know, clumpy sand at the beach that hasn't
Yeah,
been.
the brown common.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean,
Alex,
several folks know on an override, and then, you know, a kid drowns in the lake because there's no lifeguard, like,
Oh,
don't even
that's
say
not
that out
something you
loud,
come back
Alex.
from, right? That's not something you can
It's
sleep
happened,
after.
No.
No, I
too
know.
many times down there.
I mean, that would be a real, like, wake up call for people, but.
It's everything.
Even the seniors, I mean, you know, there's probably seniors that are down there every single day
There
they
are.
can be
Oh,
because that's all they have.
Oh, at the
And
senior
now
center.
there's one day where they're gonna go home and they're
You
gonna
know, they're
sit.
playing mahjong down there,
Yeah.
and, you know, and they're gonna have
Yep.
a day to if they're not gonna be
It
able to
can
do
be
it.
a lifeline.
Yeah.
It's resources, it's
Those medical care,
social
I realize they do. I mean, it's,
interaction.
you know,
They do that,
There's, there's so much that's offered at a senior
Yeah,
center.
I know I didn't make any friends with my question, but
no, it was
just,
And
it's a
so
lot of hard questions going on
that's why
right now
I think
across
it's
all
really
budget
important
lines. It's
that
not
we
fun.
don't just focus on one department as being, that's it. Because I think that for different people, there's different things that mean an awful lot. And maybe it's a combination.
I mean,
of
if you're not,
folks,
if you're
you
not
know.
getting your private road plowed next month.
See, I think that's
Plus
gonna
it
be
leaves-
huge.
That's gonna
It
be huge.
is gonna be huge.
it,
It's,
it,
People
it
need
leaves
to
no
know
witch
that.
hunt. You can't say,
Yes.
well, they're getting, they're losing money because they're taking it. There's, everyone
no,
is losing.
everybody's losing.
But I
And
thi- I
for
think
some
that-
people, they're gonna feel it more than others because they depend on certain services,
Of course.
Mm.
And bigger budgets get hit harder because,
I mean,
you know,
we
that's the
haven't
math of
even,
the whole thing.
we haven't even talked about the water issues.
No.
Haven't even went there.
Huh?
We haven't even went there on the water issues.
The water
Yeah.
issues.
I am a little
Oh.
concerned with if they're trying to raise the overall dollar amount of the override, what that does to the chances of the override passing, because that's
the tipping
I think we
point,
already
yeah,
are
it's that
thinking of an
balance.
uphill battle, and if we're now going to double that amount, it's going to be twice the uphill battle.
Well,
So,
Will there be any of you
Say, like-
attending?
like we
I
keep
have
saying, it's up to the
Thursday.
home
voters.
show, I can't do it.
Yeah,
Thursday night,
Thursday night.
I'm out.
MJ won't be back. She's back April, like she'll be around for those information sessions, which I think will be good. MJ?
Oh, MJ, yeah, she'll be here for April. I mean, I'll be at the first meeting, I'm out for Thursday, Friday, Saturday,
I
Sunday.
mean, I can certainly come down, but I don't mean anything for she goes.
Well, you've been at all of our meetings, you
Yeah.
you can speak to anything there, if you'd like.
I mean, I don't know what kind of turnout you're gonna get. I feel
I
like.
don't know, I feel,
I mean, I
all
wouldn't be
that
here
I can
until
do
8
is
or after.
prepare what needs to be prepared and all of that, but I won't be here Thursday
Yeah, you got school, right?
evening.
Oh,
So,
you won't be here Thursday evening.
No.
Gee. Okay,
So
yeah.
it'll be Beth and
Cammy,
although, she's
she's good,
she's good, she's
Yeah,
got it, she knows it
absolutely, yeah.
inside and
Yeah.
out, so,
she does.
you know.
What time is that meeting? Is it
6 o'clock,
6 o'clock?
yeah. Yeah.
See, I
Yeah,
couldn't
would be
get there
7:30.
before,
I'd be 7:30, 8 o'clock.
I couldn't get there before 8.
Yeah. I'd be the same.
Mike, do you wanna make it a date? You wanna go?
I
Bring
don't know
snacks
if I
this
could
time?
do
He
it.
doesn't know if he
For
can
what?
go.
How late can
Bring the
book club really
authoritative
go?
voice, Mike.
No, book club's tomorrow.
Oh, all right.
Switch this week.
Yeah, I mean, I just come
No
down out of
cookies?
interest, but.
Tomorrow.
Okay, so let's do our minutes.
Mm.
Do we have a motion for the meeting on 3/18?
I'll make a motion to enter the meetings from 3/18 as presented by Melinda.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Uh,
I don't feel right making a
Look at
motion
that.
about having read all.
Oh, I read it.
read the whole thing. I just haven't had a chance.
Dude, I gave you loads of notice
I
this
was
time.
gonna.
I did those like,
You got days.
I know,
Days
I've never
to
been
review.
that quick. Must have been bored at home.
Okay.
We could get used
I
to
always
it.
read it to make sure Melinda doesn't make me look bad.
Oh,
Yeah,
sorry,
you're-
Alex.
Rewrite history a little bit.
Well, so that's it. I mean, we've got to look at this with you if you'd like.
Yeah, yeah, if
Okay.
you see anything glaring,
So that's next Wednesday.
yeah.
Oh, I
But-
never heard from you. I didn't know if you needed help with the. You all
I
set?
did it.
Oh, look at you.
I did it.
Good.
And then David today helped out even more. So John's reviewed this, Jillian's reviewed it, Donna's reviewed it, and David. And so now that it seems like a lot, and I might have to shave it down because it's a lot of slides. And then when I look at Steve's,
What was he, 10 slides? How many
it's like
slides?
14.
How many have you got?
You know, a lot.
Oh, you do.
A lot
Four
more.
questions?
But I've got to go into the Prop 2.5 and, all
Yeah.
of that, so
I can,
it's an
all I can
overview.
tell you is I'm a 3 bullet point person,
Yeah,
and after that I,
go to sleep.
yeah.
And I
Yeah.
think too, like, there's, people have so many questions, like last night.
I mean, like,
The questions had to
Taylor,
be cut off.
I mean, she's never been to one of these before. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was asking decent questions, and
Yeah,
that's how
Yeah, it
people
was
get
great.
educated, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure people on YouTube got educated
yeah,
because of that. So that's
Yeah.
good. We're gonna get more education every single time we go out for one of these.
mm-hmm,
Some of them, but I really like that Steve did the 2-hour limit,
yes.
because,
It was a loose limit, but yeah,
It was a loose
yeah.
limit.
No, but it wasn't. Yeah,
but I
Yeah,
thought that it was,
it was 40 minutes over, but yeah, it was. It would have gone forever.
but yeah, and I mean, I think that's good to put that
Well,
in there.
I think we
Maybe
need
you
to,
do that
yeah.
too. Say that there's a 2-hour limit on this meeting, and Greg Morse, like, once they got that last guy out, he was like, okay, thank you, good night.
Yep.
You know, like, he shut it
Yep.
down. So
And because we have other meetings, it's not,
Right.
so I mean, it doesn't do
Right.
anybody good to rehash the same questions 13 times.
No,
But if, like you guys said, if you can come back, send me some emails on some questions,
yeah,
at least we know where to start the next meeting at.
right, right.
And it's, I mean, there's a lot of education to be had in this. I will say, I hadn't thought about the doors and windows thing.
Mm.
That is a huge,
It's a huge thing, yes.
huge thing.
And then 5 years from now, you're looking at a new flat roof.
Yeah, so I mean, if we
So-
went
Makes you-
to, if we went to 2, and then we find out we can't afford it next year, we have to pay all that money back.
Yeah.
And that's huge.
Yep.
And that's
what a
something,
waste! What an absolute waste! 'Cause
that's
then-
something we gotta think about.
Yeah.
It makes you wonder if all that money was loosely spread around, knowing that towns wouldn't be able to take advantage of it. You know what I mean?
So I'm gonna go through this and see about shrinking it down, but I figured, you know what? It's better too much than not enough, and then I can
Mhm.
always scale it back, you know?
Okay.
I think too,
Well,
as long as
So you don't. I mean,
You're not gonna take
you
questions
don't have to.
throughout.
I mean,
Read
you're not gonna
it.
read this verbatim.
No.
But if people had access to this, a digital copy, that would be. You know what I
I
mean?
think it would be good to, well, include this, there's a link to the,
I mean, the perfect storm one,
The
we know how
perfect-
good that article is.
mhm. And now there's an update as well.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, and so I'll make sure there's a link there. And you know what, tomorrow I'll send you guys that,
Oh, okay.
link. Because when I went to grab the link, I saw that and I went, oh. So, but here's something very, like, when you get to this one, the tax levy history, when you look at this, this is, so fiscal 26, there's your 182 plus your new growth. So this is ultimately what you've got
Mhm.
over
Yeah.
your last year, you know,
That's
to
what we
add
say,
to your,
it's
and
a little
so
over
I think,
200,000 every year.
and that, there it is, these two columns right here say it all. So with something like this, I might just reduce it down, because that pretty much tells the story, as well as your tax rates.
yeah, like the excluded. I don't know if people would understand the excluded.
Yeah, it's the
column.
debt exclusion, right? So it's
Yeah,
not
right.
considered part of your, yep.
Mhm.
That tax rate column, the first one.
Mm.
So is that saying in 2016? What is that saying that it
That your tax rate was $15.51
on the whatever it is
per thousand. Mhm.
So now it's only, and who sets that? Like, why has it been going down?
It's just a mathematical thing.
Is it?
So
Yeah,
what
based
what
on-
happens
Back into the rate, right?
Mm.
Based
is, it's kind of like a seesaw when you think about it. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but if your assessments, your value goes up, your rate comes down.
Because the number, yeah.
It's,
Ah.
yeah. But also, I think along the line, you know, there's some other factors as
Yeah.
well
I
that,
mean, you can clearly see that even at $16,
yeah,
the
Yeah.
levy was only $5.5 million.
Yeah.
yeah.
But now at
'Cause
$10,
Each is based
it's-
on last year.
Okay.
That's why it's that, yeah. So
Mhm.
if last year there's that much of a jump, that number goes down because.
Yeah.
And I think too, do you have that information, like, if the Board of Selectmen votes this new figure on Thursday,
Mhm.
what that looks like as a percentage?
So if you go to, let me see here. I sure do, although I've got different numbers because
I
I've
know,
got the
right now
numbers
it's
that
different, yeah.
they went forward with.
Yeah.
But, so if you get into this, you have like the tax rate compared to the area towns.
Mm-hmm.
And it certainly shows that we're the lowest there. But then you go into the override tax
Oh, the
impact.
yeah.
And so the first amount for fiscal '27 was the 863. So it would go, the 1075 is what your current rate is, and then the impact would be $1.22 added to that, which comes out to a new tax rate of $11.97.
So
But
that's
then,
for
if you go
1,000.
the next page,
Yeah.
this is what's gonna break it out to, so what they say is that the average, single-family, assessed is at 413,594. So in the
Yeah.
box up top here, that's giving you the whole impact for that value.
Yeah.
But underneath, if your home is 250, it shows you what your current tax bill would be, your proposed estimate bill, and what that difference is. So it's an added 305,000.
And for most people who pay quarterly, then that figure is broken down per quarter.
Right.
That's not $305 a quarter.
Right.
It's $305
annual.
divided with.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the total.
That probably wouldn't hurt to put that this is per year
Yeah, or
annual.
like total, or, yeah.
Annual, like
Yeah.
all you're gonna pay is an extra $500.
Because-
So maybe estimated annual.
Yeah,
People waste that money on.
because,
Yeah, I mean, I think most people are probably paying it monthly just out of their mortgage payment that then goes into escrow to then make their tax payments.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true, Alex. That's how I do it.
But the actual amount is the same, yeah.
Annual would be good.
But I
mean, that's what, like I said, everybody knows somebody or is on a private road. If you have to have your road plowed and your driveway plowed as many times as we had this year, $549 is really cheap.
yeah, it's a deal, right? Never mind all the other
I don't know,
And that's-
perks
maybe
you
One
get.
person paying it, never mind every,
Yeah,
everyone can
that's
split
one
that down to.
Yeah.
that's something, and that's the kind of stuff that we need to show how the town has been taking care of their citizens when they didn't have the money, and they're taking it from everyone, or paying, taking it from Peter to pay Paul every time.
Yeah, and so, that's a great comment to be made,
Mhm.
whether it's Jim Daly, Highway,
Yeah.
making that comment, or one of you guys, or myself, or, but that's really, when you look at it from that perspective,
It's,
That's
It's
what
change.
I want people to see, yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, we can later say, this is what I
People
would charge
really
you,
look at that
this is what's
number
gonna,
and
come.
be like,
They're
Yeah.
gonna
Yeah.
call us in and,
I
have
mean,
a
I don't know. Maybe
private
for some
rate.
people it will.
And then I also thought it would be important to include, what we're doing to improve. So,
short-term finances.
yeah, so some of the things have already been, in process, and some of the things, have yet to start, and they're more of a long term. And there's quite a bit here. And it's not an overnight, fix, but it's something to focus on and to show, to inform the taxpayers that, we're committed to doing the best that we can. And,
That's
that
important.
there's really, West Brookfield has a lot of things to be thankful for, in their departments that they have. And you have a strong financial team. So,
I think that's always one of the questions, like, what are you doing to increase revenue? Like, what, especially those
and then you
tax-
heard
those-
Jillian tonight, there's
Yeah.
so much,
If she can share those
Mhm.
actual specific details,
Yeah.
at least then the townspeople can't say, what are
We're
you
not
doing
doing
about it?
Hmm.
You can
And
say, we
it's-
have done something about it.
It's
Hmm.
hard to, people balance their checkbooks, and they tend to think that municipal finance is the same, and it's not. It's a completely different
It
beast.
is.
And so it's very complicated and,
And-
statutory.
Well, and saying increase our revenues is, there's so much more involved in just saying, oh, we gotta increase our revenues.
Yeah, I gotta
Yeah.
go pick up a part-time job.
An idea
You know,
is a
it's,
plan.
it's a lot
Yeah,
different than
People
that.
think ideas are plans. An idea is one thing, but it's not a plan. It doesn't, you
No,
know what I mean? It's
you're right.
It's a pie in the sky talking in a meeting.
I mean,
Mhm.
do we need more businesses in town?
Can
Why
we
aren't we?
support more? Yeah.
Why aren't we getting more businesses? Well,
Mm.
there's a lot of reasons why.
Right, and we have to identify those, and
When
then,
we had our master plan, they identified reasons why we weren't, and
Mhm.
those have held up over the years. You were on that committee, weren't you?
No.
Oh, you weren't?
Well, MJ was.
MJ was.
So, after the meeting on Thursday, if there is a vote to change, you just update the numbers and,
yeah, I'm gonna have to,
because
They have to resubmit
that, so
now.
if
Well,
that
that's
doesn't
why I
happen,
left
they're
this
gonna take you to task
highlighted.
on that one because the school, if this, you know what I mean?
well, that's why I have it highlighted in yellow. The yellow is to remind me, don't miss this
Don't
slide,
miss-
you've gotta make some
Someone's gonna
changes.
jump right down your throat.
That's why
But,
I feel
yeah, so,
if this
I'm not happy about the last minute for sure.
Yeah, no.
No, no one is.
But, I spent the weekend,
But,
on
I mean,
this.
the school committee people have to vote on Monday.
Yeah,
Like how is it impossible
They have to.
ask?
Is it-
It's,
They-
gosh, it's hard.
they have,
It's
they
like
have to meet the
2/3.
requirements for time too.
Yeah, yeah.
And and the thing is, and that, they always say that we can come down, but we can't ever go up. I mean, my guess would be they'll probably approve two. That would be what I would say they're gonna go for,
But then that
That's
doesn't
just my
mean that
opinion.
doesn't
Right,
mean
right.
that that's
Question though, like what is, like, if we were to back of the envelope just super rough, what is the minimum required, just so the townspeople know, to keep West Brookfield open K through 6?
well, that's.
Just for 1 year?
Just for
You know
one
what I
year.
mean?
But see, that's what they're gonna have to do.
Because that almost essentially doubles these numbers.
So what ends up
Right.
happening, so,
I mean, but depending on what you guys do in the Thursday meeting, well, what the selectmen do in the Thursday
Mm-hmm.
meeting is probably gonna be what the school does on Monday.
Yeah. And I don't know, I mean, I hate to just ask questions now, and Steve's not here, but in him talking last night about merging the two schools, so
Mhm.
K through 3 in West Brookfield and then 4 through 6 in Warren, that changes so that the state, whatever the state provides in funding is based on the average income property value, that whatever that formula is for the town. So that would mean with West Brookfield, with its higher assessments, mixing our kids into the Warren school would increase or would decrease the amount the state gives to them, and mixing their kids into our school would increase the amount the state gives to us.
interesting.
I don't think Warren would love that idea.
No one brought that up last night.
Do you know what I mean?
I don't know if the
I don't know about that, I don't know what that.
I don't know how,
is.
because how do you calculate that? How does the state calculate when you have two towns mixed into one school?
Or is it just the towns in general? Does it
Is
draw
it
the
still
line?
just the towns?
It just
Yeah.
might be
Mm.
the towns.
well, it shouldn't though,
Because I
because
thought,
it's-
But it
I thought he had said that mixing in the kids, like
I
having the
thought,
towns
I
merged in
thought
West
there was
Brookfield.
something like that.
But he
It's
never
gonna-
talked
So
about the
don't
impact of
think-
Warren.
I don't think there's a lot of like win-wins on any of this, but I was also thinking through, if West Brookfield closes, that means there's no more schools in West Brookfield, right?
Mm.
Because regional is out.
I guess
in,
that's even
Warren.
worse for Warren. So yeah, I guess that's
But that also then means our property values in theory would decline, right? No
Yep.
school in town, our kids have to go to another town to go to school, which means your taxable rate's gonna decline year over year if your property values start to decline, and we have even more of a budget issue. So like, we're focused on like one big issue right now, which is what we need to focus on, but there's so many ramifications that I think
cascade,
could
yeah.
come from this one thing, no matter which direction we go in, that it's gonna be challenging.
that might be a
No matter
another
which way. No,
very
any
important
win is
point.
almost a loss at this point.
I wonder what
Important
the
point
other
is
towns,
The impact of our decision is on future assessments across the board.
5 years out, yeah.
like
Yeah.
What's
in
what's it gonna
Quabbin
impact in 5 years?
Regional
Yeah.
School District,
Ter-
two of their elementary
Teresa,
schools.
one question I had on your presentation, sorry if you answered this already. does it outline like West Brookfield's tax rate compared to other towns? Like, are
Yes.
we average?
Oh,
Are we lower? Are we
We're the
higher?
lowest.
We're the lowest.
We're the lowest.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that should be a great conversation point. Move to Sturbridge if you don't like West Brookfield. You'll pay more taxes there too.
Yeah. Warren, Ware, Ellis, Peterson, Palmer, Oakham, North Brookfield. Yeah, look at them. It's crazy. Hardwick, East
I mean,
Brookfield,
and the
Brookfield, yeah.
thing is that the school district has put in a very good product out there.
Yeah.
I mean, the education has been very good. And that's something we need to push a little too.
Oh, and the programs that they offer at the high school is amazing.
It is. It is. So, but this looks pretty good, Teresa.
Yeah.
This
Thank
isn't
you.
for public information yet, right?
No, because now
Well, now she's gonna worry.
She's got to
having to
change a lot of
rework it.
stuff.
You'll be working
You know,
Sunday.
but you can see why it's so long, but maybe at least left, well, like you said, I don't have to speak to every single bit of it, but to be able to post the information would be, I think people could take their time and kind of go through it.
Yeah,
and-
because you've got to figure out where we're at on this.
Yes. So,
And I don't think anybody knows what they're gonna go.
So the first meeting, the plan is, but basically ending there, and then
Right.
the next meeting, the plan is explaining what that means,
mhm.
what the reduced budget will actually look like,
Right.
piece by
Right.
piece.
Mhm. And the other thing is that, so I know that John was working on, so he has all of the data, and he holds those. I don't have access to all of that. So when you ask me for stuff, I'm not the one that ever sent those to you last year. It all comes from John.
What do you mean?
Like all the
budgets.
budgets
Oh,
and
yeah.
that, and what he
Uh-huh.
does is he takes my information, he plugs them in, because if they were to leave his confines, it could screw up the formulas on the omnibus and all of that, so that's why
He keeps it very
keeps
tight.
it very tight. Well, like, he uses your minutes, to be able to update those sheets.
Yeah, I sent him, he asked for
And,
minutes today. And I
yeah,
sent
and
it
then
to him.
you'll have tonight's minutes, right? Or are those what you sent him?
No, I sent him, he asked for just the minutes from, March 4th.
Okay,
And
and
then,
so,
I don't know if he has the minutes from
Well, it's not gonna happen.
March.
18th.
No, but, we'll, yeah.
The
so
18th.
whatever you voted tonight was
I'll
the
keep sending them
18th,
to
right?
him. Mhm.
Because then what he's doing is he's updating that, and then he wanted to send me the spreadsheet, and it was a couple of things that I would glean off of that. And like, one, to figure out what budgets, because we had gone through a lot of them together with department heads and all of that, so we just want to make sure that you guys have or get all of those, so we're not duplicating efforts. But also, what's really important will be where we're landing, so that I'd like as early of a heads up as possible to call department heads back in,
If we have to cut some.
because I do get this feel that,
Yeah.
you know, because I think now we're getting to a point where, you know, we have some bigger budgets that'll come forward that need to be finished up, but.
So when is our next meeting, Melinda?
Well, not next Wednesday because that's the override meeting.
Yeah.
Did I book?
We
I
don't
haven't
have one
posted
The
anything.
following week either. The next one I have is the 15th, April 15th.
Okay, my pictures
Let
on
me
my
look and
booth.
see what I booked.
They did my pictures in my booth. Oof.
So today, 25th. I did book. Oh no, that's just we're just going to be posting to attend that meeting on March 1st, April 1st.
Mhm.
I booked April 8th.
You did book the 8th? Yeah,
Mhm.
I don't have the 8th on there. I feel like there was the one.
I have the
But-
8th, and then I don't have anything the following week or the following week.
Oh, I had the 15th marked down.
So it's
No.
the 8th?
The 8th I didn't have either.
You didn't have the 8th?
Oh, I only have
Sorry.
Now I do.
No, I
I
didn't.
thought somebody,
I have the 8th.
So we're meeting on the 8th?
Yeah, so we would skip next week, correct, because that is the override meeting.
Yeah.
And then the selectmen are meeting on the Tuesday night.
Did you just send an, I just got a, Mike, are you sending in invitations again?
No.
I just got one.
Oh, Mike.
it's not from me, is it? No.
What time's the override? 6:30?
Yeah.
Yep.
Are we posting for that?
Yeah, I don't think we need to.
Okay. We'll just be there.
I don't know, just, all I did is put it in the advisory committee. No other names on it.
Okay. So the 15th, nothing?
No, the stormwater's in here. I'd have to. It's hard with these meetings of other people's. We could do. Nope, I gotta move that to. I gotta move that.
So the 15 is a no, right? Is that what you said? I think the week
Unless
after
we
that.
we would just have to meet somewhere else because I can't steal the room from stormwater.
You can?
Oh, I get in trouble, don't I? You know it.
And I think I'll be gone the week after, the week of the 20th.
That's-
You're on island, right?
Yeah.
That's a
I'm on
vacation, right?
That's vacation.
So is the, I can't do the 14th. I mean, you guys could do it, I can't do it.
Do you
So-
want to do you want it in my office?
What if we did the 15th?
Yeah.
We couldn't ask stormwater to go to the zoning office?
We could.
I mean, do they have like people coming and the need for EV? And
Well, didn't they just meet last week? And I think they met in the planning.
yeah, when I have like Anne with conservation, she's stormwater, right?
Yeah.
She's happy to move around for us. So
Okay. Do you want me to ask her tomorrow?
sure.
Yeah.
For the 15th, right?
So then we can do the 15th and kind of keep this. Okay, I'm gonna put it in there, so if Beth yells at me, not she doesn't yell at me, you know what I mean? Just, put it in here.
So advisory. No.
Okay.
So what was that one, Melinda, you just shared?
I'm just putting a placeholder for the 15th of April. So we're gonna do the 8th of April and the 15th of April.
And the 15th location, we're saying downstairs?
No,
No,
we're saying
gonna
here,
stay
we're
here.
gonna try and get them to move.
So all in all, you were okay with that?
8th and 15th, I'm good on both of those days.
All right.
Do you want to take these? Or do you,
Yeah, I mean, I can.
do you want us to look at them and see if we have any changes?
I mean, if you do, let me know as soon as possible.
What do you guys want to do? Give them back because they're not public yet.
Okay.
Better
I guess.
keep
so.
it.
And typical these two.
Plus, I don't want, if things change, I don't want to have the old version
Yeah,
and go by it
exactly,
by
right.
mistake and, yeah.
Oh, God.
Poor Teresa has to explain that I messed it up.
So,
Okay, I think I've got everything in my calendar now. Okay, is there anything else we need tonight, guys?
yeah, we're just gonna have to figure out like what budgets we'll look at next week. Not next week, the week after.
Okay.
All right.
Motion to adjourn?
So made.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you, Alex.